All right, dude, we are live. What's up, guys? This is Dem Keys, and today I'm going to be doing a study stream. Well, pretty much as usual. I'm going to be doing a study stream, but today, just a side detour, uh, we're going to be diving a little bit into Rust again. Just in the past 1 or 2 days, I suddenly got that inspiration again to learn Rust. I mean, I've learned the basics. I know the basics, but I'm looking to go into more advanced topics, stuff like modules, and if possible, I don't know if it's going to happen in this stream or not, but like if possible, traits as well. This time, however, I'm not reading from the Rust by Example book. Example or examples? What was it? Hold on. Rust by Example. Yeah, I'm not reading from the Rust by Example book. I'm reading from I think this is just called the Rust programming book, Rust programming manual. This is one of the manuals that goes into much more detail. It doesn't just give you examples. Previously, I was going through the examples thing because that was a much quicker way of learning. But right now, I wanna look into the details of modules and traits. And something that I hope I remember to do before the stream ends. I'm trying to do this new thing where, because like my streams, they're not at a point where I usually have something interesting to clip, and so I don't really have something to post on TikTok, and I want to post on TikTok. So what I was thinking is, since I do these study streams, what I could do is at the end of the stream, I could do like a little 30-second summary of what all we spoke about during the stream. I feel like that would be at least a little bit interesting, and at the very least I'll be able to post on social media as well. But dude, that being said, I'm excited. I am super excited, especially, okay, so I'm excited about a bunch of things. I'm excited about where XR is going. That's AR mixed with VR. I'm excited where XR. I'm excited about where XR is going. Yesterday, I got a chance to see the Meta Connect 2023 event, and dude, there's a bunch of cool stuff in there. I'm super excited about it. I'm excited about the VR aspects of it and the AI aspects of it. Also, in the past week or so, I've gotten interested in checking out GD extensions in Godot, because GD extensions or GD, I think it's just extension, not extensions. I'll say extension. I think it's extension. Hold on. Let me just. This is a stupid detail to be focusing on, but I want to focus on it. Give me a second. Okay, it's GD extension. So GD extension is their technology that allows you to create language support for other languages in Godot. So you can create, you can add support for various other languages to be able to use them for scripting in Godot through GD extension. And they're currently working to move the C# support so that it can also be done through GD extension. You have a couple of other languages, C++, Rust, Python, a bunch of these that are available that you can use to code in Godot. And I'm excited for C#, Rust, and Python, because each of these can provide you with something different, right? With Python specifically, I got this idea a couple of days back, or I think a week back. I don't remember. I got this idea. I needed to find out exactly how the whole system works. Like, okay, let's say we have Python support. Oh, by the way, yeah, okay. A couple of streams back, I had looked into Python support for Godot, and I don't know if I did this on stream, but I definitely looked at it off stream. I think I might have looked at it on stream as well. And I was saying that it hasn't been touched in a couple of years. So that exact same repo, what I didn't realize was that there are a couple of branches of it, and there is a branch that is like actively in development. It's currently being developed. It's just that the main branch wasn't the main branch. It didn't have those updates because it's a separate branch that's being worked on, and I believe once it's ready, they're gonna merge the branch into main. I think so. Usually that's how it goes. But yeah, that was why I hadn't seen any updates in the past couple of years. Like I was looking at the repo and I was like, okay, this hasn't been updated in, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, right? But it turns out that they have been working on a separate branch. And that's good to know because that made me wonder, okay, if we are able to script in Python, and if we are probably able to use other libraries that Python has, then, I mean, wouldn't it make it a lot easier to do ML stuff as well? And this is why I need to find out exactly how it works, because like generally with a bare Python project, I create an environment, activate the environment, and then install whatever packages I need to within that environment. So I need to understand in Godot, like when I'm using Python with Godot, what's the environment situation there? I need to read up on it a lot more. I haven't had the chance to read up on the Godot Python thing. But yeah, once I get a better idea, once I understand that it's kind of isolated, because I read a little bit, and apparently in that scenario, you have a separate, you have your, or let's say they provide you with their own Python interpreter, but it's without pip. So if you want to install packages, you first need to install pip. And there's ways to do that, but after that you can install your packages. So this got me wondering, like if I'm able to install other packages, then what is stopping me from doing a bunch of ML stuff, right? And that's exciting for me because like previously, like if I was doing this exact same thing on the Unity side, I would have to have a separate script, a separate Python script, which would be, you know, the whole separate environment and all that, and then do all of the stuff within that script. And then whatever data has to be, whatever data is output by the ML model, I would then have to send that data over the network to the main VTubing app, or to any other app that's going to be using it. I would have to send it over the network. So Python was kind of like isolated by itself. If I wanted to do it within Unity, then things would get a little bit complicated. But in this case, I'm going to be able to do it a lot more easily. I'm assuming. I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm super excited to look into it. This also means that in one of the future streams, I'm going to be looking at GD extension. We're going to first start with C#, because that's like, you know, already officially supported and stuff. Eventually, we're going to look into Python. The Python support, like it's currently being worked on. It's not all the way there yet, but I'm okay with testing it out. Even like in its early stages, I'm okay with testing it out if I'm able to. Like if they are putting out builds, then I'll definitely check it out. And then eventually I wanna go into the Rust side as well. But the Rust side is gonna be more just doing it for the sake of doing it. Mostly because I like messing around with Rust. I don't have like actual use cases right now where I absolutely need Rust. With Python, I have actual use cases because like, dude, doing ML shit in Python, it's a lot easier than doing it in other languages, mostly because of the wide support for it. To be fair, there are libraries to do it in C Sharp and Rust. It's just not as, at least to my knowledge, not as widely supported and as widely in use as Python. I don't know if that's coming through on stream or not, but like somewhere in my building, somebody just started drilling. Okay, I hope it's not coming through on stream. If it is coming through on stream, I hope it's not too distracting. Actually, let me see if it's coming through on stream. Hold on. Give me a second. I don't think it's coming through on stream all that much. I mean, it is what it is. It's fine. Can't really do much about it. I don't think it's coming through though. Anyways, for today, we are gonna look into. Oh yeah. Also, yesterday, I was having some trouble sleeping, so I decided to learn or relearn Git again. Like, I mean, I knew the basics, but like other stuff like creating a branch, merging a branch, dealing with conflicts, stuff like that. I'd touched on those topics a little bit previously, but I hadn't gotten a whole lot of practice with them. So yesterday I went into that side of things, and it was good. It was good. Now I know that to a certain extent it is possible to do a bunch of the branch stuff using. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't use the CLI for any of this. I didn't use a command line interface for any of this. My idea was trying to do as much of it as I can using GitHub for desktop, or I think it's called GitHub Desktop. It's a desktop application, desktop client for GitHub. So instead of typing in a bunch of commands, you would be using the UI instead. And my idea was to try and do as much as I can with GitHub Desktop and GitHub website, like doing whatever I can through both of these. And the majority of the stuff I was able to do it through GitHub for Desktop, but I think creating a pull request has to be done from the website. I believe that's the case. At least, like, I wasn't seeing too many options for creating a pull request. Or maybe I didn't look hard enough. Maybe that, you know what, that could be it. Because like even when I tried to when I clicked on the option to create a pull request, instead of doing something within the client, it sent me to the website page for creating a pull request. So I was like, okay, maybe that's one of the limitations. But you can definitely create branches, and you can switch to branches. You can push changes to branches. You can pull changes from branches and stuff like that. There's a lot that you can do. So I'm definitely gonna be using this kind of stuff in the future, especially with I feel like as my VTubing application gets more and more complex, I should say, more sophisticated, I might want to look into doing this kind of thing. The great news is that GitHub allows private repos. Previously you had to pay, but now it's free. I don't know if there's like a limit of the number of private repos that you can have, but I don't think I've exhausted that limit yet. If there is one, I'm gonna have to Google it. I don't want to Google it right now. But yeah, at some point in time they started allowing people to have free private repos as well. Previously you needed to do that whole like subscription thing and all. So that's good. I could put up my VTubing app onto. I mean, to be honest, like the stuff that I'm working on, it's not so complex that it's gonna need branches and stuff like that. But who knows? I might end up in that kind of situation. Like maybe I suddenly decide that I want to incorporate an avatar standard of some sort. Or maybe I decide that I wanna change the way a certain feature works but I don't want to change it in prod. I want to change it on a different branch and test and make sure everything's working before I merge the changes. Stuff like that. Oh, good. Okay, we are at the 15-minute mark, so let me just hydrate and then we will continue. Okay, so dude, I'm super excited. Like knowing that I can do Python stuff in Godot, more specifically, non-Godot related Python stuff in Godot. That made me super excited, and that's got me super interested in trying Python for Godot because there's so much stuff that you can do, man. Like imagine if you don't have to deal with that little hurdle. It's not really a hurdle, but like I'm sure it would introduce a little bit of lag. At the very least, there's going to be that inconvenience that you have to set up this whole server client thing where the Python script is, I don't know, the client, and the main app is a server, and then they connect and they communicate with each other and all of that kind of stuff. So you don't have to deal with networking bullshit. You can just directly copy, because like everything is happening within Godot itself, right? So, or at the very least within the interpreter that is somehow connected to Godot. So you won't have to worry too much about transferring the data. It should be a little easier than having to send the shit over the network. So yeah, I'm excited for that, dude. Now, we are learning about modules. I believe, where are we here? I believe I was on this page, packages and crates. So we're going to read this. We're going to read, yeah, we're going to read through all of these. Give me a second. My mouse wheel is, it's got some issues. Okay, here we are. So we're gonna read through all 5 of these parts if possible, and then if we have a chance, then we're gonna look into traits. I've already read a certain portion of this. Hold on, how are we doing on audio? Check, testing. Yep, okay, we're good. All right, so I read about binary crates, and yesterday as I was reading this, I realized that I was rereading this because at some point I did read about binary and library crates on stream. In fact, because I remember questioning how exactly you test the library crates. If there's no main function and it's not meant to be executed, then how exactly are you testing the functionality? I'm sure there's a way. It's just I don't know the way. That being said, this is where I was. A package is a bundle of one or more crates that provides a set of functionality. A package contains a cargo.toml file that describes how to build those crates. Cargo is actually a package that contains the binary crate for the command line tool you've been using to build your code. Hold on. Cargo is actually a package. Okay, so a package is a bundle of one or more crates that provides a set of functionality. Crate. A crate can be a binary crate or a library crate, right? Okay, yeah. All right. Cargo is actually a package that contains the binary crate for the command line tool that you've been using to build your code. The cargo package also contains a library crate that the binary crate depends on. Other projects can depend on the cargo library crate to use the same logic the cargo command line tool uses. A package must contain as many. A package can contain as many binary crates as you like. Okay, hold on. All right, so I knew about modules. I knew about crates. But I think the thing is I knew about them on like in theory. I need to understand exactly how they work and probably create some of my own packages as well just to get an idea of what I'm doing. Man, I'm going to be jumping between 4 fucking languages now. Fucking C#, Python, GD script, and Rust. I need to practice. I need to practice to sort of maintain my knowledge of these things, or at the very least work on one project from start to finish in each of these languages. I mean, C# is kind of stuck with me. I have a decade's worth of experience, more than a decade's worth of experience in C#, so I don't need to worry about that. Python, I'm pretty confident in my ability to code in Python, even though like it's one of those things where I touch it every now and then, and I'm probably going to be touching it a lot more once I get into the ML side of things, which I haven't managed to do that yet. I have been learning on the side. I've been learning about more specifically not ML but deep learning. I've been learning about neural network architecture and how neural networks work, different types of neural networks and the various blocks within a neural network, various concepts like what is an activation function, what exactly does an activation function do, things like gradient descent, ways to minimize error, ways to generate weights and stuff like that. So I've been doing a fair bit of research, trying to build up my knowledge. Eventually, I want to be able to, and that's another thing I want to try in Godot, because like if I'm able to do Python stuff in Godot, what's stopping me from building a neural network in Godot to do various things? You know, that'll be fun because I will then have a 3D environment to play around in, or even a 2D environment for that matter, because like it could be 2D or 3D, right? But I'll have a sort of environment that I'm able to play around in. I won't just be limited to the console window anymore, or I won't be limited to some UI window or something like that. Now I can actually play around in a game engine and do ML stuff within the game engine. I mean, you could do that in Unity as well. I don't know why I'm comparing it to Unity, but like, I'm not saying you couldn't do it in Unity. You could do it. Unity had their own thing called ML agents. I don't know what the situation is with that package anymore, especially since they're working on a whole new suite of AI tools, stuff like Muse and Centis and stuff like that. So I don't know what the situation is with ML agents anymore, but now I have a lot more knowledge when it comes to Python and ML programming in Python, that I feel like now if I dove into ML agents, I remember back this was a couple years back, maybe a good 5 years back, I think, when I tried to dive into ML. It wasn't, maybe was it 5 years or more? Maybe, okay, let's say 5 years, because ML agents has been a thing for a while, and when I tried to dive into it, I didn't know enough about not ML agents. I didn't know enough about ML to begin with. So I'd started doing research on it at that time, and I got about as far as, I'm not even kidding, I got about as far as 3 approaches to machine learning: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. I chose to go into the reinforcement learning side, and I did a little bit over there. And then I kind of just like moved on and started doing other stuff. And Later on, years later, I got back into ML and started doing more research on various things. And I got a little bit further, but like by that time, I'd kind of moved on from ML agents itself. There was another issue that I was having. It's that I didn't know about a lot of the things that were requirements. Because they, at that time, I had no idea what Jupyter Notebook was. So when it was mentioning stuff about Jupyter Notebooks, I was confused, and I at the time wasn't sure whether they need a Python installation as well or not, and I believe they do need it to a certain extent. I think, well, I don't know if the situation has changed now, but I think back then, at the very least, they needed it to be able to train the model. And then I think inference, maybe they would have managed to run it. Uh, Actually, I don't know. I take that back. I don't know if they were also doing their own, their like a similar thing with as with Godot, where they'll give you their own Python interpreter and create the environment and run everything, and they'll handle all of the communication for you. I don't know if that was the case. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to look too deep into it. So I feel like now, well, now I definitely know way more about ML than I did back then. So if I did try to dive into it now, I would probably understand a lot more. The thing is, I'm so much more interested in testing all of this stuff out in Godot, because I feel like, dude, if I'm able to do stuff directly with Python, like imagine the power, dude. Imagine. I mean, that sounds weird. Imagine the power, but yeah, imagine the power. There's so much that you can do if I'm able to. Like, imagine being able to use, like, I don't even need to train my own model. I could use models from Hugging Face, for example. I could use a bunch of models from Hugging Face using the Transformers library, and do various things with those models. But of course, I want to build my own models as well. I want to train my own models as well. But dude, it is exciting because there's so much stuff that I'm going to be able to do. Especially if I'm able to install my own packages, which I believe they have mentioned that you can install your own packages. That's going to be exciting. Dude, we're going to be able to learn ML stuff and experiment with ML stuff on stream in Godot. That's going to be super exciting. Look forward to that, I guess. Anyways, let's carry on with this. I get way too excited thinking about ML stuff. At some point, I should finish, because I've been watching some of the MIT lectures on, and it's dude, it's amazing that they're putting out the lectures for everyone to see. And it's been helpful. It's just that I have this issue where I can't watch videos, dude. It just doesn't, like, for learning stuff, I can't watch videos. Even those lectures, I have to watch them at like 1.25 speed, or 1.5 if it's going too slow, which, I mean, it's not always going slow, but like I have to watch it at 1.25. Otherwise, my mind is not stimulated enough, and I start to get distracted. So I'm looking at, or well, I have found, in fact, written sources. Like, video is not my only option. Text is also definitely an option for me. So my idea is I want to learn about. I feel like at this point I've kind of understood deep learning basics. I also want to understand neural network basics. So what I want to do is, at the very least, like, I feel like a milestone for me in deep learning is going to be when I've created my own feed forward neural network. No matter how simple it may be, no matter how bad it may be, just being the fact that I'm creating my own feed forward neural network. Feed forward, from what I remember, it's one of the simplest like it's your most basic form of neural network. Other than that, you have a bunch of other types. You have stuff like convolutional neural networks, recurrent neural networks, I think. Um, and then there's a bunch more. So I'm gonna go into those as well. But for the time being, I want to be able to create my own very basic neural network. Not just create it. I want to be able to train it, because there's a lot of steps involved here, right? Like you have to create the network, you have to then train the network, or train the neural network on some data, and this step, it involves a lot of other smaller steps, because you need to it's sort of an iterative process. You have to keep going over and over again, because like initially the neural network is definitely going to get it wrong, right? That's the whole idea with training. So you have to keep changing values until you have minimized the loss, you've minimized the error that the neural network makes. But even there's sort of a balance that you need to find, because it's definitely an issue the if the predicted value is it's far away from the expected value. But it can also be a problem if you're way too close to the expected value. That's another thing I need to explore. So this is like this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of like different moving pieces that I need to learn all about, and I want to learn all of it on stream, dude. Because like that would be great. Oh shit. Okay, there's an ad playing, so I'm gonna hydrate. All right, welcome back. So, like I was saying, I want to learn, I want to practice as much as I can. When it comes to like neural network stuff, I want to practice as much of it as I can on stream. And I feel like being able to do Python stuff in Godot is gonna give me the opportunity to basically create like a playground, an ML or a deep learning playground for myself, where I can like test out a bunch of things. Because, dude, being able to do this stuff within a game engine, it's gonna give me so many more options to be able to experiment with. So many more options for how I can set up various things. Like imagine if I build, let's say I build something that I build a model that is, well, made up of other smaller models. But like the whole idea with this model is I can give it input and tell it that, hey, build, create so and so node, and do something with it, change whatever property and stuff like that. I can just give it that instruction and it can create that. Like if I'm able to even accomplish that, there's very little like use case for that. Well, I mean there are use cases. It's just that it's not that impressive, but I'm still trying to do it. The idea is to be able to do it. If I'm able to do that, that would be big for me. There's so much more that I can experiment with. Um but yeah, dude, I mean I know I had said that I want to build my VTubing app in Unity, but like there's so many other things that I want to test them out in Godot, including VTubing is that's another one. Okay, so you can do ML stuff in Python, right? Because of that, I can also try to do media pipe stuff in Godot, like through Python. if I'm able to set that up and I'm able to get that to work, I can very easily get my body capture, my motion capture data into Godot. Like right there. I wouldn't even need to send it through the network or anything like that. I still need to see how exactly the memory is going to work, because I'm sure they've thought about this. It's not going to be a situation like, oh, the Python memory is separate and Godot memory is separate and you have to like manually deal with all of that stuff. I'm sure it's not going to be like that. They've probably come up with a much easier way to go about it. I need to explore GD extensions to understand what the fuck is going on with external languages, how exactly they're working, and how memory is handled in GD when you use GD extension to incorporate other languages into Godot. Then I'll get a better idea. That being said, I'm assuming it's all like it's going to be handled for you, so you won't have to do any like explicit memory management stuff. And if that is the case, then the data that gets generated, that gets output by MediaPipe, like let's say landmark data. Holy shit. Okay, let's say landmark data that gets generated by MediaPipe, that gets captured by MediaPipe. I should have access to that immediately in Godot, right? If I'm using Godot Python. And if that is the case, then I can very easily use that to animate something. At the very least, I can use it to animate a bunch of cubes and basically bring myself into that virtual world. Like, that's exciting to me, dude. Now, something that I'm gonna have to kind of look into is previously what I was trying to do, and like I'll deal with this situation later on. But like something that I was trying to do previously was capture the landmark data on another system and then send that over the network to my VTubing app. So I was planning on doing that previously, but now, since I don't have to do that, one of the reasons I wanted to do that previously was because it would have been, well, one of the reasons was because I wanted to reduce the load on my streaming machine. Because if I'm running MediaPipe on the streaming machine, OBS on the streaming machine, a bunch of other things on the streaming machine, it's gonna bog the system down. So that's why I wanted to offload the work, but I need to see like what the situation is. I need to see if I'm actually able to do all of this stuff. If I am, it's huge. For me, it is huge. Because like I could still do something like I could have the Godot app running on the other system, and then I could send that data over the network to a Godot app that's running here. So that way I could still offload a lot of the calculations. Man, brainstorming. I'm already getting ideas, and I haven't even, there's so many things that I need to dive into. MediaPipe so far has been the best solution that I've found, and I'm looking for other solutions. There are other solutions, it's just I don't think they're nearly as good as MediaPipe. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But like in terms of open source solutions, I don't think there is one that's as good as MediaPipe for what I'm looking to do, specifically what I'm looking to do, like real-time motion capture. I need something that's not going to be super fucking heavy on my hardware, because MediaPipe already is kind of heavy on the hardware. It's not that MediaPipe is heavy; it's that the hardware that I'm using is kind of old, so that's why it's kind of heavy. But yeah, I could do it in that way. I could run the app. I could like create a separate Godot app, and this is great because I'm able to run Godot like almost flawlessly on Linux. It is super easy. It is super lightweight. Um, no issues similar to Unity on Linux. So I think I'm gonna have a much better time. Man, this is exciting. There's so much shit that I can do with Godot. Holy shit. One of these days I need to get into GD extension. Or actually, I need to finish learning GD script itself first. One of these days I should go through that entire, like, they have a separate section for GD script. So one of these days I want to just dive into that so I can learn everything that there is to learn about this language. Or at the very least learn a good amount of stuff about this language, so that I can easily create logic whenever I need to. Okay, all right. Carrying on. A package can contain as many that was some tangent. Holy shit. A package can contain as many binary crates as you like, but at most only one library crate. Oh, that's interesting. It can contain as many binary crates as you like, but at most only one library crate. A package must contain at least one crate, whether it's a library or binary crate. Let's walk through what happens when we create a package. First, we enter the command cargo new my project. Okay, it created the binary package. And then we look at should I restart this whole project? I do have VS Code open. Yeah, I'm wondering if I should just restart this project. Hold on. What is an info? Okay. All right. Hold up. Hold up. Let's see this. Okay. All right. So here's what we can do. I don't need to use cargo new because that's going to create a new folder. I think I need to use cargo init. So here's what we're going to do. Since I am restarting this whole thing anyways, and I don't have a whole lot going on in terms of, code that I've already written, there isn't anything special going on here. So I think I can delete all of this. And then I can close all of these, let that get deleted. And in the meantime, I can open up the terminal so we can initialize a new project. I believe it was in it. And then I think it's going to use the name of the folder that we are currently in. Because like with cargo new, if I remember right, it creates a project with that folder name that you specify. And it creates a folder with that name that you specify for the project. And then you have to cd into that folder, and you'll find a bunch of other stuff like files and a folder called source at the very least, and more. Okay, cargo init. All right, there it is. So it created the binary package, and there's our main. Oh, what just happened? This Rust file does not belong to a loaded cargo project. It looks like it might belong to a workspace at so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so. Do you want to add it to the linked projects? Um, this Rust file does not belong to a loaded cargo project. What would happen if I did that? Would something change in... Something changed. Hold up. Something changed here. Rust Analyzer linked projects. Okay. but nothing changed in the toml file itself. Wait, is that what was referenced? Yeah, that's what was referenced. All right, whatever. It's fine. So we have our thing here. Um, what was I doing? Yeah, carry on. I just realized I'm getting kind of hungry. I decided to. Oh, hold on. I need to hydrate and then I'll carry on talking. Just a second. I accidentally clicked something on another machine and something. Okay, great, cool. So after we run cargo new, we use ls to see the cargo to see what cargo creates in the project directory. You know, it's so fascinating to me learning about how these languages work, how these different ecosystems work, how things are done in these different ecosystems. C sharp, obviously, um, but also Python and Rust. Each of these, like, they have their different ways of doing things. And in a way, the different ways of doing things, they're kind of what make these languages not only unique, but also special in what they are able to do. Like, not just special, good at what they're able to do. I guess that's the best way that I can put it. Anyways, carrying on. In the parent directory, there's a cargo toml file giving us a package. Giving us a package. What's the package mentioned here? Oh, it's this package itself. Like this whole thing is the package. Like that's the folder name, and so the package name is that same thing. And then we have the version, the edition, and all that. Okay, that says 2021. I wonder if my Rust is up to date. Like the compiler tool chain, and all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into. Actually, yeah, let me look into that because I feel like if I had it installed on Linux, I feel like the update would be handled for me. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check. Rust update. Okay. How to update Rust? Do I need to? Well, I mean, you need to update. Like, if you have tools, at the very least, the tools and libraries that you're using, they would need to be updated, right? Updating Rust, update Rust using the rust up command. Before running the rust up command, ensure you successfully installed and configured Rust on Windows. To check if Rust is available, use one of the following CLI commands. For example, rust c, for example, the rust c. Okay. If the rust c command works, we can update Rust to the latest version on Windows. Should I do this on stream? Actually, let me try doing this. No, it's what if it starts downloading something? I'm fucking streaming right now and the bandwidth is gonna go to shit. So let's not do that. Let's carry on reading. Okay. Open cargo.toml in your text editor and note that there's no mention of source main rs. Cargo follows a convention that source main rs is, or source main is the crate root of the binary of a binary crate. That is good to know. Okay, okay, because I feel like this information is going to be useful even when I'm looking into modules and how modules are found and how they're meant to be referenced and stuff like that. Where was I? Where was I? Cargo follows a convention that main is the crate root of a binary crate with the same name as the package. What? Main is the crate root of a binary crate with the same name as the package. So what part of this is a crate? What part of this would be considered the crate? Okay, let's carry on reading. Cuz like okay, it says here this is the package. This whole thing is a package, right? And a package can have, I believe, multiple crate. Oh, didn't it say a package can have multiple binary crates but only one library crate? Isn't that what it said? Let's go back. Hold on. A package is a bundle of a package can consist no, can contain as many binary crates as you like, but at most only one library crate. All right. So, given that this is the rule in packages, I wonder how you go about accessing multiple library crates. Or is it like a nested situation going on? Like each binary crate can also have multiple library crates within it? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Because I still don't fully grasp how this works. Likewise, cargo knows that if the package directory contains source lib, the package contains a library crate. Oh, okay. All right. Contains a library crate with the same name as the package. Hold on. The package contains a library crate. I'm trying to understand this hierarchy. Okay, so we have packages. Packages can contain crates. You can either create a binary crate or a library crate. Let's say it's a binary crate in this case, which it is. Package contains a library crate with the same. Oh, okay, now I get it. Yeah, okay, because a package can contain crates. I'm trying to connect it in my head. I'm trying to like visualize it. So I don't know if it just sounds silly on stream, but like I'm trying to visualize this thing. Um, I'm also reconsidering this thing that I was planning on doing. The thing of like creating a summary at the end of every stream. I don't know if I want to do that. I like the idea. I definitely like the idea and I want to try it out. Before ending today's stream, I'm definitely gonna. You know what another issue is? I'm probably not gonna remember jack shit. Like if let's say I stream for another hour, right? Um, by that time, I'm not gonna remember. I'm not gonna remember all of the topics that I've talked about because like a lot of the shit that I talk about is just my mind branching off into different topics. I don't remember half of them. So I don't know how that's gonna go. Anyways, carrying on. So likewise, cargo knows so and so, so and so, so and so. Okay, and source lib is its crate root. Okay, so the crate root, main is the crate root of a binary crate, and lib is the crate root of a library crate. Cargo passes the crate root files to Rust C to build the library or binary. Okay, all right. Here we have a package that only contains source main, meaning it only creates a binary crate named my project. If a package contains source main and source lib, it has two crates. If a package contains source main and source lib, it has two crates. Okay. Dude, you know another thing that I could do? If I'm working on something on stream, so I've been meaning to get back into doing video editing stuff, mostly because I kind of like fell out of the habit of it. And now I want to learn a new video editor. I don't want to go back to HitFilm. As great as HitFilm was, Was it HitFilm? I think it was HitFilm. Was it HitFilm? Fuck, I haven't touched it in so long. I don't even remember the name. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's it. FX Home. It was a HitFilm. HitFilm is a nice program. Um, and like it's available for free as well, which is amazing. It's great. But what I don't want to go back into that. I wanted to explore a new one, a new program. I forgot which one I landed on. Was it DaVinci Resolve? I think it was DaVinci Resolve. Hold on. DaVinci Resolve. I think this was it. Yeah, I think I have yeah, yeah, this was it. I recognize that icon. I'm by the way, I'm googling this on a different system. So yeah, DaVinci Resolve. That's what I want to get into. What I could do is when I'm learning stuff or when I'm building stuff, I could either take clips or I could take like the entire VOD and like cut out bits from it and create a video out of that to upload to my second YouTube channel. At this point, I think I have three channels. One is my main channel where I used to post. Uh, it used to be only Unity tutorials, but now I'm considering posting other tutorials on there as well. Let's see. Let's see. There's just so much stuff that I want to do that I don't have the time. But I have to. I wanna get back into that as well. Um, so that's my main channel. That's Abhinav, aka Dem Keys. And then I had another channel which used to be called Dem Keys Music, but I later changed the name to Dem Keys Stuff. I don't know if I changed it everywhere or not, but like I tried to change in most of the places where it was connected. I tried to change it to Dem Keys Stuff. Um, Basically, that used to be a channel where I would only post music that I was working on because back in those days I used to mess around with the DAWs a lot. So I made a bunch of music. So I used to post that there, but then later on I decided, you know what, let's turn this into a channel where, because I hadn't posted music on that channel in years. So I decided, you know what, let's turn this channel into my creative outlet. Basically, a channel where I can post whatever the fuck I want to post. Anything that doesn't belong on the main channel, because I'm kind of fussy about posting stuff on the main channel. I want it to be properly polished content and I want it to be a tutorial. I haven't gotten through that whole thing yet. Maybe someday I will, but for the time being, I have my second YouTube channel, which is Demkeys Stuff, where that's basically my creative outlet. I post whatever I want to post there. Even like random vlogs. Every once in a while, I'll record a random vlog and post it there. Um, and then there's the third channel, which is my Twitch VODs channel. I think that's just called Demkeys VODs. So yeah, I've got these three channels now. I don't remember why I was telling you that I have three channels. Oh yeah, I was telling because I want to post edited videos about stuff that I'm working on. I want to post them on Demkeys Stuff because like this VTuber journey. I want to post stuff about the VTuber journey because I'm building my own tools, right? Granted, I've been moving. The progress has been moving kind of slow because I keep jumping from one thing to another to another. But like, I've been making progress. So I wanna kind of make a couple of videos showing various types of progress or various stages of the progress. Okay, anyways. Here we have I'm carrying on. Actually, before I carry on reading, let me drink some water. Okay. Uh, Here we have a package that only contains main.rs, meaning it only contains a binary crate named my project. If a package contains, I was about to ask this question, like what if I put both main and lib? Then what happens? I guess that's answering the question here. If a package contains main and lib, it has two crates, a binary and a library, both with the same name as the package. Oh, okay. A package can have multiple binary crates by placing files in the source bin directory. Each file will have a separate binary crate. Holy shit, I didn't know that, dude. Guys, give me a second. Also, I didn't notice that the music stopped. So I'm gonna deal with that. But yeah, give me like 30 seconds. I'll be back.
Ever cringe at those tricky game ads? They show you a cool game, but when you download it, surprise, it's a totally different game. Crazy, right? But today, I found something cool.
All right, let's carry on reading because this became interesting. I had no idea about this bin thing, dude. So like, what is it gonna run if I have... Oh, what just happened? Oh, okay. Excuse the sound. I have my makeshift sort of table. I wish I could show you guys like a pic of this. But like this is like a while back I'd mentioned this on stream that I built myself a makeshift kind of platform on which I can keep my mic. So just to bring the mic closer to me, I have to pull one side of the platform close to me, and on the other side I have some weight so that the whole thing doesn't tip over. And whenever I step away from the mic, anytime I want to like get up and walk away, I have to push this platform away from me so I have some space to get up and go. And then when I come and sit back down, then I have to bring the platform closer to me. But yeah, so this old cardboard box. It's kind of like falling apart slowly. Um, so that's why you have like this kind of stuff happening when I randomly hit things. It's like cardboard flapping. Anyways, okay, forget about that. So, wrong keyboard. All right. So my question was, if I hit cargo run, but I have... Wait, let's finish reading that. What was that saying? Okay, a package can have multiple binary crates by placing files in the source bin directory. Each file will have a separate binary crate. Okay, so does this mean that we then have to specify to cargo which crate is sort of like the primary binary crate? Because like it's only going to run one main file, right? Okay, let's try this. So let's do bin, and in bin, let's create another main.rs. What happens now? This Rust file does not belong to a loaded cargo project. It looks like it might belong to the workspace at so-and-so. Okay, well, it's that same thing again. Now, what did it do just now? I'm really not sure what exactly this is doing. I need to look into this. I also need to look into what happens if I delete this. Is something gonna stop working? Okay, let's do that again. Let's delete it. Let's see what happens. Is that gonna break something? I think that broke something. No, I do not want to undo that. What did I just do? Oh, okay. So this needs a main, right? See, Rust is one of the only languages where I'm kind of comfortable with doing this curly braces thing, where one curly bracket is up and the other is down, or one curly bracket is on the same line and the other is on its own line. I usually hate doing this. What was I gonna do? Print ln. Okay, so we are getting an error here. What is going on? Why is there an error? Main function not found in crate main. Consider adding a main function to... Okay, why is it... Oh, it just hadn't... Okay. Alright. Sometimes the error doesn't it doesn't go away right away. I have to sort of trigger the rechecking of it somehow. Okay, so let's do hello world 2. Alright, so we're gonna save this. We're also gonna save this. Which one is gonna run? Or are both of them gonna run? Cargo run could not determine... There you go. Okay. Alright, so... On the other hand... If I did this, there would be an error, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay, there's an error. No, it's determining from the file name, isn't it? Isn't that the situation? What if I do main2? There's probably going to be an error because it's still... This crate requires its own main file, right? But like, what is it gonna... How is it gonna give me the error? How is it gonna say that there's an error here? Oh, I think that's how it's gonna say. Okay. Okay, so then each crate... I guess the name of the file doesn't... The name of the file becomes the name of the crate. And within that crate, regardless of the name, there has to be a main function. Right? Okay, what if I close this and I delete this? Okay, give it a second. It froze a bit. Okay, there you go. So we hit run. Alright, so I'm guessing it scans this folder to see if there's any more crates in there. And then... Oh. Nope. Wrong extension. There you go. And then in here, I can drop this. And now I need to mention the name. How do I mention... Wait. Cargo run could not determine which binary crate to run. Use the bin option to specify a binary or the default run manifest key. Oh, do I specify keys here? No, not here. In cargo terminal. See more keys and their definitions. Yeah, okay. Okay. So I get... Wait, does this give me like suggestions for keys? I don't think so. Okay. Alright, never mind. Right. So how do I specify a name? So let's say I specify... if both of them are called main, which one is it going to pick? It picked Hello World 2. Okay. So does it scan bin first and then scan the parent directory later? Is that why it didn't pick this up? What if I rename this to main 2? I like that it's giving me a suggestion. No bin target name. Okay, so if I'm specifying a bin target, I'm guessing it needs to be within the bin folder. Okay, let's carry on. This is getting kind of interesting. I need to read up more on this. But let's carry on with what we were supposed to be learning. Okay, so this is going to be quite a bit. Hopefully we're going to learn a good amount. Oh wow, dude. I was hoping to get through all 5 of these in this one stream, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because, oh wow, this is a big page. Parts for referring to an item in a module tree. Yeah, I'm gonna need to learn. So, because this is important for me, because like if I start doing more complex stuff in Rust, the more complex stuff, it kind of requires you to use some of these other features as well. Traits, implementing traits for different types. Also modules are definitely used because, other libraries and stuff like that. So I don't want to skip either of these topics before I go into more advanced stuff. I'm probably not going to touch any of the other more advanced stuff until I need to. Oh, I might need to look into common collections. That's another one. But yeah, further from this point, another one, lifetimes. I don't remember if I finished learning about lifetime. I think I did. I think I did finish learning about lifetimes. I need to refresh my knowledge because it was the whole thing of like ownership and how memory is freed and how you can transfer ownership from one owner to another. I need to read up on that again. So then we have generic traits, generic types, traits, and lifetimes. There was a separate section for lifetimes, wasn't there? Understanding ownership. Okay, there it is. References and borrowing. So this was something I was very interested in. Either in here or somewhere else, there's the concept of smart pointers. I need to look into that as well. And then there's using structs to structure related data. So I think I've looked into structs. I don't think it's a very complex topic. I don't think so. And then enums and stuff, I can look into it when I need to. Yeah, I think a bunch of this other stuff, it's gonna come to me as I start building more and more things, which is why I want to build more and more things in Rust. I just need to find like some decent stuff to work on with Rust. I mean, I'm sure I can come up with like some good ideas. The other day I was doing research on OpenXR, and I'm excited for that. I'm also excited to see other device manufacturers kind of adopting OpenXR as opposed to doing their own thing. Because everyone doing their own individual thing, it becomes hectic because you then need multiple different SDKs and multiple different people like maintaining. And even there's a very nice talk. Actually, there's multiple talks, but like one intro to OpenXR talk was done a couple of months ago, or at least it was uploaded a couple of months ago. I don't know exactly when it was done, but It was if you go to the Kronos website, no, the Kronos channel on YouTube, you should be able to find the talk. If you just look it up on YouTube, Introduction to OpenXR, you should find the talk. It's great. It gives you an idea of exactly what OpenXR is, what problem it's trying to solve, how it intends to solve the problem, and various other details. So what I want to do, because Godot supports XR stuff through OpenXR, and I think also through WebXR, but I'm not really interested in WebXR as much as I am in OpenXR. Now, what I want to do is I want to fake an XR device and have it be recognized. I mean, I'm saying fake, but like I want to create a virtual. Let's say, because like saying it's a fake device, it sounds kind of negative, doesn't it? But I want to create a virtual XR device, no matter how bare bones it may be. I want to create a virtual XR device that'll be recognized by XR applications, and I want to be able to send XR input into these OpenXR supported applications. Because when I'm able to do that, I think I'm going to be one step closer to being able to fake VR stuff in oh, give me a second, I need to hydrate. Also, I haven't streamed in like 3 or 4 days, and it is already like I'm starting to feel the stress, even though I'm hydrating. Holy shit, dude. Okay. Well, on the bright side, at least I lasted for an hour and 15 minutes. I can last for a little bit longer as well before it starts to become, painful to talk. Like it's still fine. It's just a little stressful on the vocal cords. I'm starting to feel the stress, but like it's not bad. So I think I'm still good. It's just weird to see how not streaming for 3 or 4 days, it kind of killed a certain portion of my progress in terms of like, my voice training, I guess I should call it. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I want to be able to create a virtual XR device that can send XR input into an XR supported, an OpenXR supported application. I feel like once I'm able to do that, I'm gonna be able to do some interesting stuff with not just my own application, but maybe also with VR chat. Though OpenXR VR chat hasn't really said anything. I don't think did they say anything about OpenXR in any of their dev updates? Because like understandably, for an already established code base, for an already established architecture to suddenly try to adopt OpenXR, try to implement OpenXR, it's not going to be the easiest thing. It can be a little bit complicated and things can break, which is why they're probably going to be staying away from it, since things are working perfectly fine right now, right? But like eventually it would be nice to see them adopting OpenXR as well. It's just I understand that for a complex project such as VR chat, it can be a little bit of a headache implementing this architecture, this tech into their already established tech. And then there's also the risk of things breaking, which eventually they're going to fix it, but like that when things break, then it's kind of rough, All right. So Um, what was I gonna? Oh yeah, VR chat open XR. Let me just look that up because I don't remember if they mentioned it in their dev update. One of the devs did mention it in the comments, but like I don't know if VRChat officially mentioned that they were working on implementing OpenXR. Oh, another thing I could do, like if I do get into, if I do manage to create a fake XR device, a virtual XR device, I could then implement OpenXR in my Unity project in the VTubing app, and I can try to do some interesting stuff with that because Unity has an OpenXR plugin as well. But yeah, okay. Um, Getting back to where we were. Where exactly were we? Here. Okay. Cool. So, defining modules to control. Is the music still going? Yeah. Let's just click in that page so that YouTube knows that I'm here, I'm still listening, and now we're good to go. Okay. Defining modules to control scope and privacy. In this section, we'll talk about modules and other parts of the module system, namely paths that allow you to name items. Paths that allow you to name items. The use keyword that brings. Oh, okay. This sentence is not over. Namely, paths that allow you to name items. The use keyword that brings a path into scope. Okay. It brings the path into scope. Okay. And the pub keyword to make items public. Okay, so I know about the pub keyword. I need to look more into. I think I also know. I've used the use keyword as well. I need to look into this path thing, like how exactly paths work. Because back when I was learning about modules from the Rust by Example book, I did have this issue where I had trouble understanding exactly how it was discovering modules, especially when modules are in like different files and stuff. How exactly is it finding it? And I was finding. First of all, I found older information, which I don't know to what extent that is still used or preferred. I was finding information about something called mod.rs, and you would have like in multiple folders, you would have multiple such module files, and they mentioned some information and like I read about that, and then I looked at the date where it was mentioned, and I also saw somebody mentioning that there are other ways to go about it. This isn't necessarily always the preferred method. So yeah, I wanna learn the other ways of doing it. We'll also discuss the as keyword, external packages, and the glob operator. First, we're going to start with a list of rules for easy reference when you're organizing your code in the future. That's good. Then we'll explain each of the rules in detail. Alright, modules cheat sheet. Here we provide a quick reference of how modules, paths, the use keyword, and the pub keyword work in the compiler, and how most developers organize their code. We'll be going through examples of each of these rules throughout this chapter. But this is a great place to refer to as a reminder of how modules work. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. That's good to know. Start from the crate root. When compiling a crate, the compiler first looks in the crate root file, which is either lib for a library or main for a binary. Okay, for a library crate or main for a binary crate. It looks for the crate root file for code to compile. Declaring modules. In the crate root file, you can declare new modules. Say you declare a garden module with the mod keyword. No, with mod garden. Wait, in the create root file, you can declare new modules. Say you declare a garden module with mod garden. The compiler will look for the module's code in these places. Oh, okay. So it's gonna look in. Oh, there's the mod rs thing. Okay, so it's gonna look inline within curly braces that replace the semicolon following mod garden. Okay. It's gonna look in the file garden.rs. Okay. It's gonna look in the file garden/mod.rs. Okay. So it can either be inline, in which case it would be within that same file, or it could be in a file with that name, with that same module name, or it could be in a folder with that module name, or rather it could be in a file named mod.rs which resides in a folder with that module name. Okay. All right. So I'm wondering if this is not an old method. Maybe I got the information wrong. I'm not sure. I'm wondering if this is not like an old deprecated method, but maybe just a different style of organizing the code. It definitely seems a little more tedious, or, well, because, like, okay, for each module you create a separate folder. Within that folder you create a mod.rs file. Though, okay, to be fair, it would depend on a couple of other factors as well, right? Maybe in some cases having a separate folder would be beneficial for the module. Like, you don't know what exactly the module is doing, right? Depending on what the module is doing, it might be beneficial to have a separate folder, or if everything can fit within the same file, then you can just do it within a file with the name of the module. What if you have a file with multiple modules in it? How do you reference, or can you have multiple modules in a file? So what I'm trying to do here, okay, let's delete this bin thing. We'll look into this later. So let's say I create some mod.rs. Okay, open it up. And now I create a module here. Some mod 01. And then some mod 02. File not included in module tree. Should have snake case. Oh, that's okay, that's fine. And then here I can access stuff. So I could have, let's say, some function 01. And then I can access it. Oh, wait, public. Then I can access it like this. Okay. I just realized my VTuber avatar is. Oh fuck! I just realized the time as well. Um. Okay. So I'm gonna carry on reading this, but off stream. I don't think I'm gonna do that summary thing that I was talking about. I need to find some other way to post shit on TikTok, dude. I need to find some other stuff that I'm gonna post on TikTok. I'll see. I'll see. I need to come up with a proper format. Or, well, yeah, I'll say, okay, there's an ad. Okay, I guess I'll wait for the ad to finish. Okay, welcome back. It's kind of silly that I waited for the ad to finish, but I wanted to, say bye properly. I didn't want to just end like that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I kind of want to still stream, but like I'll see when I'm able to stream again. Um, my usual time, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream at that time. I'm gonna have to see. Today is a bit of a different day. I might be able to stream later on. I'm gonna have to see. I don't know. And then the later it gets, the chances of me streaming become lesser. But like today is a different day. I'm gonna try and stream again later on. I'll see when I get the chance. That being said, I hope you guys have a nice day, and I will see you all next time. Peace.